What the is we doing?
Because I can scoot over. Cool.
Oh, okay.
Right on that.
All right. Welcome back to the next episode. Quite forgot what this
Which
number
one
is.
is it?
Is it
Which
5?
one is it? You sure? I don't
I'm
think
gonna
so.
go with 5, but it can be 6 if we decide to switch around.
Oh.
You can play around with that. But anyways, pick the topic for today.
First and foremost, make sure the audio's good, right? Clear our throats. Good.
We need a shot for that. It's the same bottle from last week, so we're not alcoholics.
Mm-hmm.
You're thinking that?
That's good stuff. I went home and drank gin.
Afterwards?
Yeah.
Damn.
It'd be like that.
Nah, that's too much. I went home and slept like a baby,
Good. Good for you, man.
I think.
All right. So, topic of conversation. What do we got?
You said it.
I did. Oh, I did, but like not to the camera.
You didn't say it.
Oh, so we're gonna talk about Fairweather Friends.
Explain me that word.
The concept
because
of Fairweather.
I literally learned that word today.
So when things are going well, you got these people behind you, right? Like they're supporting you. You can rely on them. But when things are going bad for you, they disappear. Right.
Yeah.
When you ask for something, even though you've been there for them all the time, they just stop responding.
Mm-hmm.
That's Fairweather.
Fairweather. Interesting word. Really interesting word.
Have you ever had any Fairweather friends?
I think yeah. But I wouldn't call them friends. Like, I'm very social, very out there. So I have a lot of acquaintances, and I feel like some of those acquaintances are kind of like what you're describing. Maybe that they can be my friends too, but I don't know. I feel like I make sure that I'm surrounded by like good friends. Like, for example, you. I'm not saying you're the best, but nah, just kidding. This is my boy.
Damn.
Anyways, but I try to make sure that I'm surrounded by good friends that not just push me to be my best self, but also helps me through those worst times. And I think you're the best person that, like, whenever happens, you're one of the friends that literally there for me, and I really appreciate that, to be honest. Cause we go months without talking. Like this whole trip that I went to Ecuador,
No talk.
no
No
talk,
communication.
no communication, not at all. And that's part on me, cause I'm not a good texter, to be honest. But when we
You gotta send those gifts, bro. Send me
Fuck.
those good gifts.
I send the memes.
Those
On
are
Insta-
memes, the gifts. No, but you gotta
No,
send
those
them.
are memes.
You gotta send it through Instagram. Or sorry, the
Text.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Aside of that, on like fair weather.
Fairweather.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to look back. All my friends that have been in my life. Maybe yeah. During college, I had some friends like that.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, college. Even high school maybe too. I feel like a lot of people wanted to be my friend just because I was so smart and I helped them out with like schoolwork and stuff. I had a couple of those actually. Now that I'm thinking about.
There you go.
But like I never considered them my friends. Like I wouldn't go to them and be like, "Yo, my guy, this is happening in my life." Yeah, it wouldn't be that type of friendship. It would be just more like, "Hey, bye. Want to work on this together?" Yeah, sure. Then move on.
Go to a party.
I'll go to a park.
Yep.
Go to drugs. I mean, go drink alcohol when it was legal. But yeah.
When I was 18 and older.
Yeah. I mean, Latin America is considered legal to drink.
Yeah, 16 in Mexico or something like that.
No, I'm pretty sure it is Spain. No, actually, no, Spain is 18. No, I'm not. I'm
Okay.
talking my ass. I know in Canada it's 19 though. That's for sure.
So
What about you?
I think I've definitely had my share of Fairweather friends. Obviously through schooling, that usually ends up being something that happens, right? Like you're probably not in contact with the people you used to go to school with, maybe one or two people at most, or
Yeah, but
whatever kind of sports, hobbies, and activities that you used to do, you're probably not in contact with those people anymore.
No, not
either,
at all.
Right. Now, again, we're bringing up the topic as just a thing, but it's not necessarily like a bad or good thing,
Right.
right? It's just, it is what it is. Having fair weather friends is kind of just a part of life. You have people in your life for phases, right? Like, you know, from the time that you're in high school to ending high school, you have a certain amount of friends, right? And that's cool. When you have your college years, you have a certain amount of friends. You know, they come and go. It's not something that you have to be attached to. That's kind of where I wanted to get to, right? Just because you see that your social circle may be getting smaller, or you're not seeing the same level of friendships that you used to have, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad thing, right? At the end of the day, if you keep your circle small, it makes things a lot easier.
Yeah, I was gonna go there, saying that I didn't see like my circle becoming small as a bad thing. It was more on a positive side because it's less drama that you deal with. Is I think the trust increases. I think it has this kind of like relative, what do you call it? Relationship.
Opposite effect, right? So the
Yeah.
less you have, the more you can trust.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's how I see it. And like you mentioned, like most of the people that we probably grew up with, or actually no, some of the people that I went to elementary school, I still talk to, still in communication. But that's a different story. But anyways,
But you're not like talking to them about everything that's happening,
yeah,
in life,
there you
right?
go.
You're just like, hey, what's going on? It's been a
Exactly.
while. Oh, everything's good. Oh, nice to hear from you. Hope to see you soon. Bye.
I was gonna go there. That's saying that friends like probably came into your life at some stage of your lifetime. I think they come.
Again, it's stages, right?
Yeah, exactly. They come in stages, but as you grow, your interests changes. You become somebody completely different. Also, you have your mindset, or you're more focused on you, and I think you attract the people that you need to be in your life permanently. And I think it's also like no a matter of time. Like you can know somebody from like 10 to 20 years, and that relationship with that person can be totally different to somebody who you go and meet, and within a month you're like close friends. And I think that's what happened with us. Remember, like I had my friends from high school and we used to hang out, but then we started hitting the gym. I think that's what. No, actually, we met through a class, and from there, like we connected like right away. Like we have similar interests. We can chat about anything, finance, fitness, any topic.
Girls.
Yeah, that was college stuff. But anyways,
We're adults now.
we're adults. We're grown. Fuck. But cheers for that.
Cheers.
But yeah, and then we instantly click, and we have similar ambitions. We have similar goals. So at that point, you kind of like prioritize that type of friendships, that type of relationships, and I feel like it is a bit true to what like a lot of this guru, or like self-development gurus say, that
Right.
the people that you surround with, like if you surround with 5 people that do the same exact thing, or they kind of like do that thing, you become the 6th person within the realm. I think that's kind of true, because depends on the people that you surround with. You start picking up their habits, some of their values. You also start exchanging your values with them, and ideas and stuff like that. So yeah, I think choosing your friends, especially the people that are within your inner circle, is very crucial in your life, ultimately, because you literally make memories with that person. Like,
No, and the thing is, it molds you, right? Because again, like,
that's cool.
so the expression is like you become the sum of the 5 closest people to you, right?
Yeah, you make it right.
So, if the 5 closest people to you are people that are ambitious and want to do something extraordinary with their life, it's more than likely that you will also do the same.
Right.
And
Rather than partying, clubbing, smoking.
again, at the end of the day, life is about experiences, right?
Yeah.
And the most memorable experiences are going to come from you doing the most impactful things.
Mm-hmm.
Not always, right? Like you can have an amazing vacation, and when you went to Ecuador, right, recently, you got lost, if I recall, right?
Yeah.
That's an extremely memorable experience, and it wasn't super impactful to the rest of the world, but it left an
It
impression.
was
on
for
you.
me, yeah. It's like one adventure I would tell my kids.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
So not everything has to be super impactful, but at the end of the day, the thing that you're left with are your memories, right? And either the regrets of not doing stuff, or the regret, or not having regrets because you did the things that you wanted to do.
Right.
And by and large, when you're surrounded with people that you trust, people that you know are going to push you and motivate you, that have the best interest for you, you will go out of your way to make those eventful things happen, and that will leave you with the best memories.
Also, another thing that I want to mention is it's also important what you bring to the table in a friendship,
Right.
like in a friend group, because ultimately, I said that word too much. We need to filter that out. I'm gonna cut that in the audio, anyways.
No, leave it.
Alright, boom. So it's important what you bring to the table also within a friend group, because you definitely want to be mentored or guide or inspired by somebody, but also you want to be the inspiration and the mentor for somebody else. So like within your friendship you're gonna see like dynamics of how it all circulates. Like this person can be better at one thing, but I'm better at another thing,
Right.
and then you learn from each other.
Right.
And I think that's kind of like the flow that you want to have within your friendship. You don't want to be somebody who's always asking for favors or asking for help or
Right.
like reaching out to people all the time. You want to be that person that they reach out to you also. It's kind of like a balance.
balance.
Everything is a balance, yeah. But yeah, I think that's one very important point that I want to highlight, and that becomes by working on yourself. To be honest,
Yeah.
like that's one thing that I always say is that you attract the people that you reflect on. Like the people that you surround yourself with are a bit of are reflections of parts of you. Like it can be your values, it can be your ideas, your ambitions, even your dark side. Is gonna be there. You're gonna see a friend. You can judge a person or a man by the friends that they are surrounded with.
Yeah.
I think that's true.
100%.
Yeah.
Right. If you are surrounding yourself with people that aren't doing much, then the highest probability is that you're not going to be doing much either, right?
No.
And then the inverse is true as well, right? If you're surrounded with people that do stuff, you're probably somebody that does stuff. And again, like, so going more to the point of like balancing each other out, right? It's important, and this can become like a separate topic later on, to really focus on the things that you're good at, maximizing on that, so that way you can bring that value to somebody that doesn't have that, right? And then this is how you start networking. Again, friendships and all that becomes super important for networking, right? Because your strengths are somebody else's weaknesses, and they will value you much more because you're bringing a lot to the table that they don't have. But opposite, or the inverse is true as well, right? They're bringing something to the table that you don't have, and then that's how you guys create this synergistic relationship, right? Whether it's networking or having a friend, whatever it is. But as you develop and do more, this becomes much more useful.
Yep.
And then just the more skilled you are at the thing that you're good at, the more useful you are to everybody else, which then means you have more friends, or you can network with more people, etc.
Sounds awful to call useful. You're not useful to that person. I feel like that kind of perspective, somebody made me understand that, because I felt that way too. Like, okay, this person is gonna be a doctor, a lawyer. They can be useful for me in my future. Alright, so thinking that way, it's not really good, because you judge a person by their character, and not by who they are.
Fair
So,
enough.
you can be like, I'm an engineer, I'm a doctor, but that's not really who you are. That's your profession, that's your career.
Right.
So when you say useful, makes it sound really kind of like a tool, to be honest. So I would say more in the perspective of value, how valuable you are in somebody else's life. Like, in a sense, not just professionally, but also like, life.
Emotionally, sentimentally, yeah.
Yeah, like.
I get you. So yeah, I guess it's just the way you word it, right? Like with anything. Because when I'm saying that, I'm not thinking like a tool. I'm thinking somebody that has value, right?
Yeah.
Beyond just whatever they do, they bring a lot more to the table than that, right? Like we can sit down and have intimate conversations or deep conversations on different life topics, and we can bring nuanced perspectives from different like or just different views, right?
Mhm.
Like you're looking at it from the perspective of how you grew up compared to how I grew up, but we're in a similar situation of like what we want to do, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm getting at. But again, at the end of the day, that's another topic. Words have power.
Have power. That's for sure. And that's actually that's the word again. I'm gonna start taking a shot every time that I say actually or literally.
Good luck. You're gonna be drunk by the time we finish this.
Facts. But another thing too, kind of like I wanna go with the realm is that don't consider everybody your friend. Like also like having the perspective, like I have the perspective, like I can talk to somebody and be like, I can open up a little bit with that person,
Mhm.
but I would still consider them an acquaintance
Right.
more than a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think having that clear boundary between who you
Who's
put,
who?
who's who makes a huge difference. For example, the friend that I went to in Ecuador to climb the mountain, I wouldn't have done that with some acquaintance.
Right.
Like, it's the trust that you have built within that friendship
And that comes with
makes
time.
it a friend.
Comes with time.
Yeah, not just time. Like I said, time usually doesn't have a huge impact. It's a good variable, but I don't think it's that one variable.
No, of course not. But
Yeah.
time definitely becomes a distinguishing factor, right?
Mm-hmm. I think it's actions.
Of course.
Like the times that you hang out with a person, what actions you like and you didn't like
Yeah.
of that person.
Yeah.
I think that's what usually is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
And also like another thing is if you accept those actions and you don't accept those actions,
Right.
because I think you can tolerate certain actions because they overweight with other good actions.
Right.
So it's kind of like shifting that balance a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
that you want to be friends with a person, you don't.
I can tell you about a story
Go for it.
about the first time that we met, and we were supposed to go out to a party, and you bailed on the party. You remember that?
The first time that we met.
No, well, like when we first decided to hang out outside of school. You're like, hey, there's this party going on, and why don't you go there? We'll meet there. I was like, okay, sure. So I went to the party, but you never showed up.
What party was this?
I think it was in Brooklyn, and you were in the city. You were probably with some friends or cousins or something like that. This was so long ago, but this is in the beginning. The reason why I remember is because he never showed up, so I went to the party for no reason, because I knew nobody there.
Right. Are you calling my friends? Was it
I
fun?
actually didn't even know the address. I was just like in the vicinity. I didn't even know where the party was. In any case, I went back home, taking the train, and when I get home, the door's locked and I left my keys.
Okay.
So I had to climb the fire escape in order to get back into my house. I had to knock into my mom's window so that she would open the door. So we live in an apartment complex, right?
Right.
So the fire escape is like at least 10 feet up in the ceiling or in the air. So I had to jump in order to get there and then start climbing one ring at a time. Mind you, I'm just like hanging, right?
Uh-huh.
So luckily enough, I was working out at this time because I was actually able to do pull-ups. Because if I couldn't, then I would have been stuck outside all night.
I did proof. I don't remember what party was this.
As a-
Because most of the parties that in college.
I have proof. I'll show you.
Oh shit! My guy has proof.
But anyway, that was a really bad experience, right? And that could have easily just like stopped our relationship.
Right.
But we were still in the same class, and I knew Mike wasn't a bad guy. I didn't know what the fuck happened that day. So I was like, you know what? It's fine. Things happen from time to time. I can't judge somebody by just one thing, right? So I let it go, and then obviously a relationship developed over time, and now we're here, right?
Facts.
So all the good stuff ended up outweighing the bad stuff.
I still want to know what party was this.
I have no idea.
Wait,
who
so
you
you
knew in
went,
that
you
party.
went by yourself?
Yes.
So I invited you. I probably just.
You just dubbed me, bro.
Damn, that's crazy.
Imagine
I
inviting
know,
a girl out today and you never show up.
No, I done that.
That's what happened.
I probably went to another party, a more important party. And
Yeah, you
closer.
said you were in the city and you were going to go somewhere else and you weren't going to make it to this one.
Yeah, that's probably it. Because the thing is that me going to Brooklyn does a fucking dog. So I think at that time that party seemed like attractive, but that was my bad, bro.
Well, in any
I'm
case-
sorry if I didn't say that time. I'm sorry. I'm saying now, but I don't remember.
Oosh.
Oh, I don't want to remember.
Dude, I had to walk like 30 minutes in this like weird alleyway. like along a park, through a cemetery. It was.
No, wait. We went to a party in Brooklyn, remember?
We did, but this was different.
Oh, this is different. Okay.
This is like one of the very first times we were gonna hang out outside of the school.
Shit, what party?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways,
that's
so
just to
not-
say, Fairweather Friends and all.
Facts.
We're not Fairweather Friends, but we could have been. We definitely could have been. Anyway, I think that's a pretty good note to end on. You got anything else you want to add?
That was a funny story. I to be honest.
It wasn't funny for me.
It was. No, I don't remember shit.
Dude, I was like, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna get home. I'm stuck outside. Mind you, my mom lives on the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
Right? So I had to fucking jump on the fire escape and then climb and then go up 3 flights of stairs.
I know.
And then I knock on my mom's window and she, what? What's going on? Am I getting robbed?
What the fuck? That's one of the stories you wanna tell your kids.
Not really.
Like,
I would have liked to have gone home and slept because I was tired. You didn't show up to the party. I was walking all night. I get home and I'm like, oh, I just want to go to sleep.
Mm.
And then I get stuck outside.
Well, it is what it is, mate. Cheers for that. It didn't die. Thankful.
Cheers.
With that, peace out. We'll see you in the next episode. I need the proof though.
I got it.
I need the proof.
Instagram or Snapchat story, I think.
I need the proof. That's crazy. This is a conversation between friends.
None of what is said here should be taken as legal advice.
We are not experts in any way.
Take what resonates and leave the rest.